Keyshawn X is presented by Progressive Insurance. 4 Downs is brought to you by Geico. Switch to Geico today and see all the ways you could save. All right, Key. Pat, take it away.
First down.
Eagles at Colts.
Eagles at Colts. That is correct. The over-under on this game is 45.5. The Eagles have a 69% chance to win. Jeff Saturday looking to become the 4th head coach in Colts history to win his first 2 games with the team. Jim Caldwell, Lindy Infante, and Ron Mayer also did it back in the heyday. I'm picking the Eagles to win this football game. I'm sorry, Jeff Saturday. I know I said that they would go 8-0, but that was more of a joke than it was realistic.
Hey, Jay, how much do you think the signing of Ndamukong Suh helps the Eagles here?
I love that for them, man. I mean, look, Jordan Davis, when he comes back, look at what this defensive front line can be. And, shout out to Howie Roseman. I keep going back to this. It was only a couple of years ago. People wanted to roast him when everything was happening with Carson Wentz, making the move about Jalen Hurts, letting go of their head coach, bringing in Nick Sirianni. Now you get A.J. Brown, you get Robert Quinn, you sign Ndamukong Suh. Move after move after move, they are positioning themselves to win the Super Bowl this year.
If you're an Eagles fan, you got to be such a jerk to go at Howie Roseman. The dude brought you the only Super Bowl ever in your franchise history. Then he follows that up by completely remaking the team, and boom, you're right back. That's a lot. I'll tell you what, Ndamukong Suh, guys, that's depth on that defensive line, man. You can't. I saw when the Giants won Super Bowls, they had depth in the interior of the line at the pass rushers spots. I like that. I like the pickup. All right. You can tune into a football doubleheader Sunday, by the way, as the Colts host the Eagles, followed by Raiders at Broncos. Coverage begins at noon Eastern on select ESPN radio stations, and that brings us to second down.
Second down.
Cowboys at Vikings.
This is an interesting game. A lot of people are going to pay close attention to the Cowboys and the Vikings this Sunday at 4:25 p.m. Eastern time. The over-under is 48 on this one. The Cowboys, FBI says the Cowboys have a 57% chance of winning. This is 2 quarterbacks, a tale of 2 quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott. Who has more pressure to take their team to the Super Bowl? Is it Kirk Cousins or is it Dak Prescott? Dak Prescott so far has looked okay. Kirk Cousins, on the other hand, much better. He has his team in a much better spot. But when you look at the numbers in the comparisons, they're pretty equal in terms of their playoff appearances. Dak Prescott 1-3, Kirk Cousins 1-2. This is what we're going to look forward to come playoff time, the Vikings and the Cowboys. Who can go further?
That's a great point, Jay, that Key just alludes to, right? Like, to me. If it's that close, Dak is a cut above Kirk Cousins, or at least a half cut above. You can see it even according to the numbers. But it's close enough where if one of them does something in the playoffs, that elevates them over the other,
Of course.
So what does Kirk Cousins need to win? Isn't there some you say there's more pressure on Dak, but if you think Kirk Cousins can win a Super Bowl, I would ask, if not now, when?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, their team is talented. They have all the pieces. They've been finding ways to win games in tight manners. Look, I think for this game against the Cowboys, the same equation that you saw the Packers use to beat the boys, right? They rushed over 207 yards. You saw guys cook. Like, that's what you do against the boys. Like Dalvin Cook, it's your time to cook.
Right. You drop back. You're setting Micah Parsons at the quarterback. Daniel in West Virginia. You're on with Keyshawn, J. Max, ESPN Radio.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
What's up, man?
What you got, Daniel?
I think the quarterback with the most pressure is Dak Prescott, not just because he's failed to do so in the past, but because the Cowboys have the largest fan base, but also the largest amount of haters. So he's got a lot to prove on both sides of the ball, just so people shut up, fans and anti-fans.
I think that's a great point. A great point.
They reach all the way down to Mexico, man.
Yeah, like, because you polarize the entire fan base. You have a bunch of people rooting for you, many more people rooting against you. Ooh, that's a great point.
And I'm taking the Cowboys in this game.
What was the spread?
The spread, the over-under.
Dallas only
a 1.5. Minus
I like
1.5.
Dallas here, too. I think the Vikings going to try and throw it too much against the Cowboys.
You think so? I don't think they're going to try to throw it too much.
Yeah, but think about Justin Jefferson, what he just did.
Yeah, but I'm getting ready to put not Stephon Diggs. The heck's his first name?
Trayvon
Diggs.
Stephon's brother. Yeah.
Stephon's brother.
Yeah.
Trayvon, I'm getting ready to line. You're traveling wherever he goes, you're going to go. And every now and then, I'm going to put somebody over the top of you, and I'll take my chances with Thielen and everybody else.
Run the ball, Minnesota.
You can
run the ball.
Send whoever you want with
care.
Justin Jefferson. I don't think it
I
makes a
don't
difference.
care. I'm putting Diggs on him. I don't care.
More pressure to win the Super Bowl, Kirk or Dak? Christian in Wisconsin.
I'm going to say definitely agree with everybody else. It is Dak for sure. It's America's team. Everybody's rooting for the Cowboys, and then you got the Vikings there. They haven't won even in the NFC North at all. Yeah, granted, this year they're tearing it up and doing things, but you give them a year now, they're stacked up. Next year maybe people are going to be putting pressure on them to win the Super Bowl, but it's definitely the Cowboys right now with Jerry Jones over there trying to get that Super Bowl and everything. It's definitely the Cowboys, I'd say, and Dak Prescott with that pressure.
All right, here it is, guys. Everyone who's calling in is saying Dak. So I'm going to change the question, all right? More pressure to win the Super Bowl, Dak, or let me take the guy I think there's the most pressure on right now, and that's Josh Allen. Dak or Josh Allen? More pressure to win the Super Bowl, Dak or Josh Allen? 888, say ESPN.
Moving goalposts.
Get rid of Kirk. Because you know why? Everyone who's calling in is saying Dak. We all agree it's Dak.
I tried to tell you that before we did it.
Well, we're doing radio here. All right, so let me change it to Josh Allen, and then make it a harder question. 888, say ESPN, 729-3776. We're going to get into more on that later, but get in line now on the calls. Because, you don't get in now, you ain't getting on. 888, say ESPN. Let's move it along.
Third down.
Chiefs at Chargers.
Chiefs at Chargers.
The over-under on this game is 52. The Chiefs have, according to FBI, the Chiefs have an 81% chance of winning this football game. Now, look, the last time they saw each other at Arrowhead Stadium, it took a miracle for the Kansas City Chiefs to win that football game. If, in fact, Everett the tight end gets pulled out of the game, the young quarterback and Justin Herbert pulls the trigger, it's a touchdown, and it would have been over with. If he wasn't tired, exhausted, instead, it's an interception going the other way. And I understand James is mad at me at this point, but this is a different football team with the Chargers. They don't have the receivers that they had at that point in time. Keenan Allen.
They're coming back.
No, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
And Mike Williams.
Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, if you let me go, could be coming back, but they're still going to be hobbled to a degree because they're just now getting back. They're still missing some things on the defensive side of the ball. I think we see a different team in the Chargers, but I think Kansas City going into L.A. will still get this W. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs cover here, Max. And I know those pieces are coming back, but the Chiefs are the model of consistency, which is the brilliant part about how Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes operate, actually. So, but look, if teams like Buffalo, Miami, Baltimore, you want a Super Bowl run, you got to get home field advantage, man. You got to start making a run now.
Let me tell you how
the spread is only -5, Kansas City.
Let me tell you how I'm thinking about this. I'm taking the Chargers to pop them here, and I'll tell you why. First game was close. They are getting their receivers
to cover
back.
Or to win?
To win. I think Chargers are going to win this game. First of all, they're getting their guys back. Big difference, Justin Herbert. The ribs had another week to heal, right? Because we all watched that game together, the barbecued ribs. Then he loses his receivers. He's a very different, as all quarterbacks except Mahomes are, when you have your best receiver with you, right? That's one. Two, just in a larger sense, Chiefs are 7-2. They don't look to me like a 15-win type team, a 15-2 team. They look to me like a 13-4 team, right? They're good. You have to find a loss here and there. They've been winning. I think this is the loss. Divisional rival, close first game, receivers coming back. I like the Chargers here. I like the Chargers.
Straight up.
Yes, I think they're going to win.
Straight up. Can we put a bet on that?
Are the Chiefs the clear-cut favorite in the AFC?
Can we put a bet
That's
on
my
that?
way of not answering.
That's your way
Are
of
the
deflecting? No, let's put a bet on it. Let's do a good dinner. A good New York City dinner.
You got it, because we'll go to dinner either way. And one of us will pick up the tab.
No, you're going to pick up the tab.
Well, unless you lose, and then you're going to pick up the tab. Then we won't go to dinner. That's the problem.
What was your question again?
Every time I tell Jay to go to dinner, he never comes.
What are you talking about?
I just said it.
I don't know. Key and I have had a couple dinners recently that, I don't know, a couple times. I remember sitting there. There's Key.
You guys met one time in Bristol.
There's Yates.
One time
Sometimes
in Bristol.
it's just Key.
Ate twice in Bristol.
Well, I was there for the first time. What are you talking about?
And we ate with Yates at the Italian restaurant in Brooklyn.
And what else?
Had a child.
Yeah, that's true. He did have. He just did have a child.
What do you want from me?
Yeah. And
at
the time you're in Brooklyn, I'm downtown.
Drink and watch football with my boys, please.
You're in Brooklyn, I'm downtown. He's in Connecticut, and then he just had a kid. It's true.
Come on, man.
Bring the baby.
Bring the
baby.
Just had a baby.
You get that little seat.
Here, little Penelope, drink some Hennessy. You'll be fine.
With a little eyedropper, you feed the kid.
Go to sleep.
Give her some apple juice, man. All right. Same thing.
We're moving it along.
Tequila now?
170. What's up?
This is 4 Downs.
That was supposed to say fourth down.
Fourth down.
Jets at Patriots.
The over-under here is 38. Jeez, it's kind of low, huh? 38 points. The Patriots have a 50.4% chance of winning. The New York Jets can win this football game if they do this. That recipe from last week, if they just run the football, don't throw it all over the lot like they tried to do, dropping Zach Wilson back 41 times in the first matchup against the New York Jets. Because what the New England Patriots are going to do is if you drop him back, Matt Judon, who leads the league in sacks at 11.5 sacks, is going to go get that young man. And then you're putting him in harm's way. Run the football, play defense. That defense is one of the best in the National Football League right now. And every now and then, have him make a throw he can to Garrett Wilson and get out of the building with a W. Don't get cute.
Jay, I don't know how many times I have to say it. If you just don't drop the guy back more than 25 times, you run the ball, you don't turn it over, 2 touchdowns, 1 in the air, one on the ground, you win 80% of your game, something like that.
Doesn't Bill Belichick have like this incredible record against the Jets?
Yeah,
like, when's the last time that the Jets have actually...
What did they win, like 13 in a row?
It's like 13, 14 in a row, something like that.
Crazy.
I think this is a major momentum opportunity for Robert Saleh.
Yeah, but according
and the Jets.
But according to FPI, Jay,
yeah,
the Patriots...
Yeah, Patriots
home.
have a 51% chance to win the game. That's why I said this is
48 for the Patriots.
I mean, yeah,
the Jets are favored on the road in New England. I think this is the first time since the dawn of time this has happened.
I think we got a little bit of misinformation from.
What do you mean?